We'll start with Austin.
Walker, just take me through kind of, your growth into, through fall camp and then into the first part of this season. How do you feel like you're playing and what do you feel like you're bringing to the offense?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So during the fall camp, some of y'all know I had a knee brace on. So that was something I really had to get past. And it wasn't easy, but I had to. I didn't choose to have that. So I really started to get my groove back, I feel like, now, really. So getting my groove back and just do what I can do to impact the team early on is just something that I'm proud to do.
Who are some of the guys in the room that you've kind of been looking up to, and what have you learned, early on in your career from some of those older guys?
So all of them, really. But slot specifically, I would say Jalen Hyatt and Callaway are two dudes that I really look at to take stuff away from their play to add to mine. Obviously Hyatt's super fast, so I don't know if I can take much of that from his play, but Callaway too. He's really just developed as a player. Even I can see it since I got here in the spring. But those are two great players that I try to take some stuff to utilize myself.
Walker, when we talked to you in the preseason, your confidence was a fair topic of conversation. As you've gone into games and played, and especially last weekend, have you seen that confidence translate on the field to your advantage?
Yes, sir. So the first game during Bowling Green, I was nervous for sure because I never been in an environment like that. You got fans screaming your name, just cheering for you, and it's crazy. But getting a few reps there, I was like, okay. And then Bowling Green, I played a little bit, and then this last game, I really got some playing time. So getting my first catch, so that really boosted my confidence a little bit more because once you get that first one, it really you start to really feel it.
Yeah, Walker, every guy that's recruited thinks they're going to play immediately and get in as a freshman. A lot of them don't, though. What was that like coming to the realization that you were going to be in the lineup as a freshman?
Yeah, so I didn't know I was starting until they kicked it off. Coach Burns yelling my name. I'm like, okay. But I didn't expect it at all. I like to play as a freshman. That's everybody's dream. And I've been told, even when I wasn't playing that much, I'd get frustrated, but people got to realize that you got people in front of you, and patience is really something that needs to come with your play because if you're all like, oh, I need to play now, but a lot of it's a process. So I really just been waiting on my time, and my name was called.
Walker, what do you think has allowed you to get on the field this quickly? Is it your hands, your route running, your understanding of the offense?
That's really a good question. I like to just go out there and do what I can do best, and that's just play football. I try to keep ball off the ground, but greatest receivers drop balls, so I'm not perfect either in that way. I like to understand the offense, get extra work in with drawing on the board. So I just don't like messing up. So I really got to know what's going on.
If somebody told you that in Game 3 you'd lead Tennessee in receiving, what would you have said?
They're crazy. That's all I would say.
Walker, what's your view on the deep ball misses that you guys have had? Because people have different theories on it and translate it different ways. Some see it as a real positive that you guys are getting open deep a lot, and others have more of a frustration. How do you view the fact that you guys haven't been able to hit on those deep shots as often as you'd like to?
I think we take that as a receiver group just to keep working. We're a young team. Stuff doesn't always hit when people want it to hit, but we're just keep on working to get those hits. But really, I think it's just it'll take a little bit of time, connection, chemistry, all that.
Or you talked about making your first catches. What was that moment like when you made your first catch? Because I'm sure you would have liked to maybe kind of soak as much of it in as you could, but you guys go so fast, you probably didn't have time, right? And kind of what was that moment like when you finally got one?
Right. So I caught it and then ended up out of bounds, and we go fast as an offense. So really in my head, I'm just like, I got to get the ball back inside. So not much was really going through my head, but I was just really thinking like, keep going, because I knew it would come at some point. So it just came then. So yeah, just kept going.
Just on those deep balls, is Coach Burns communicating anything to you all as receivers as to what maybe y'all can do better to help out the quarterback in those situations?
It's mainly repetition, like I said. We just got to dig out of our routes, keep our head down, and hopefully we start connecting. But just repetition at this point.
Florida's corners are always very physical, get up, press man, and all that. How do you feel like you have done in practice in those and in games in those situations, and how much do you guys work on that as a wide receiver unit?
Yeah, that's an everyday thing. They are a physical defense, especially with their corners, but we really been utilizing our releases because that's something that we, as a whole receiver group, need to work on and get better at. But that's something we do every day, so I'm not worried about that at all. We got great guys to get off the ball.
Walker, you admitted that you had some, maybe a little bit of nervous energy going into that first game of the season. What about going into your first road game of the season? I mean, I imagine the Swamp's kind of a tough place to go for your first career road game. I mean, what are your thoughts going into that?
I'm really excited for it, honestly. Going into the Swamp, there's a few guys that have been here that haven't been to the Swamp, and I'm blessed enough to be able to go in there as a freshman. But I'm very excited. I haven't had people we haven't been away yet. I haven't had people in my ears screaming at me, telling all this stuff. But I'm really excited to be in that atmosphere because I want to experience it. I think it's going to be really cool.
Anything else? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate you.